What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video on the Evolved Jeeping channel. The other day when I was working on a video, I noticed that my Jeep was starting to get the saggy diaper effect that occurs on the mesh pockets of the interior door panels. This is basically a problem that occurs on all Wrangler JLs and Gladiator GTs. Basically, when you use these pockets and store weighted items, it will cause the mesh to stretch out, and as you can see, it will not return to its original shape, and then you end up with these messy, saggy diaper look. This has actually been a problem that has existed since day one of the JLs, and it has been a problem that we have complained about numerous times, and surprisingly, Jeep is still using this design on their current models. You would have thought that when they went ahead and redesigned the interiors on their 2024 models, that they would have went ahead and replaced this faulty design with a better solution. For myself, I am only noticing this occurring on the front panels. On my rear panels, this is not a problem. Those pockets still look brand new. And I think that is due to the fact that I don't really use the rear panels because they're just slightly smaller and they're less accessible. For my front panels, that is definitely not the case. As you can see, I definitely used them. I have a feeling that this has actually really only occurred over the last year. And I think that is due to the fact that recently we just went on a bunch of road trips. And when you're on a road trip, because there is limited storage space in the interior of the front of the Jeep, you tend to have to use all of the space available. And I can remember for a fact that at one point we were using these pockets to store some additional water bottles. And I think that additional weight definitely caused this problem to start occurring and appearing this year. So I think it's time to replace this and upgrade it with something that looks a little bit better. Luckily for us, over the last 2 years, there's been a surplus of brands coming out with products to solve this issue. And today we're going to be taking a look at one of those products. So the item that we're going to be taking a look at today is the Eamplest metal storage pockets for the JL and Gladiator GT. This item is actually a two-piece powder-coated steel design. As you can see right down the middle, there's a seam. Because this is a two-piece design, it helps reduce the packaging size, which helps reduce the shipping costs. And because this is a two-piece design, I am assuming it also helps reduce the manufacturing costs, which makes this a budget-friendly item that is actually very affordable. This item goes for only $99, and as usual, I'll put a link below if you want to check it out for yourself. This is actually sold as a pair, so you get one pair or one side for the driver's side and one for the passenger side. This item also comes with all the hardware you need to assemble it and the tools to install it. As you can see, this item features a unique multi-panel design on the side, and what we're going to do is actually test this out to see if it can actually hold a multi-panel bag. This item is also considered to be a pocket extension because the front side actually is a little deeper and is designed to hold larger items. What we're going to do on today's video is we're going to go ahead and install this item and show you guys the steps you need to complete the installation. Then we're going to go ahead and test it out to determine if we feel this product is actually valuable and worth adding to your Jeep JL or Jeep Gladiator. So guys, let's go ahead and get the other side assembled and then get both of them installed on the Jeep.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always
As you can see, the installation for this was super simple. All you had to do was assemble the two parts, unscrew the two screws at the bottom, slide the new metal pocket in, attaching it at the top sides, then resecure it with the screws that you took out. In their instructions, they don't say to remove the mesh pocket, so you can actually leave that and place that over this. If your mesh pocket is brand new, still nice and straight, why not leave it? It'll actually give you a divider inside the metal pocket. But for myself, my mesh panel had drooped so much that it was actually starting to come out the bottom edge of the metal pocket, and it really didn't look clean. You had like kind of rough mesh in here. So what I decided to do was I actually went ahead and pulled this metal bracket off. Then I went ahead and trimmed the mesh panel or mesh fabric out to remove it completely. And I have to say, it looks a lot cleaner now. All you have is the metal pocket, no, arrangement of mesh on the inside. It just looks amazing. Again, you don't need to do this. This was just something I chose to do to have a nice cleaner look. And if you are going to do it, I highly recommend that you either use a pair of scissors, or in my case, I use a pair of like wire cutters to trim that off and to remove the mesh. You could technically just pull it, but I was afraid that you might break this trim piece, so I decided to go with the cutting option. Again, guys, your choice. I think it looks way better without the mesh, and for me, this entire item looks awesome. This looks exactly like what Jeep should be offering in their Jeep Wranglers. No, it doesn't need to be steel, and no, it doesn't need to be two pieces, but it should be something more like this. It could just be a molded plastic piece. It looks way better and serves a better purpose. As for the construction and assembly, it really does hold a lot of weight. It's pretty sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall off. It's a really nice unit. There's a couple things that I wanted to test now that we have it installed. The first was this MOLLE panel system. I wanted to see if it could actually hold a MOLLE panel bag. And as you can see here, you can attach a MOLLE panel bag to it, but there's a small issue. If you attach it to any of this location here, when you go to close the door, it's gonna contact the seat. So yes, you can attach MOLLE panel bags, but it might not be the best idea. For myself, I am not going to be running a MOLLE panel bag here. I just don't see the purpose. The one thing I could see running is like, those little mini flashlights, that MOLLE panel on, maybe putting that right here, because I think there's going to be enough clearance in this location. So that could be something you add on. But besides anything, I really wouldn't run too much in this location. So speaking of clearance, the next thing that's worth checking is to see how this design works with the seat and with legroom. So what I did here is I actually filmed closing the door to see how this design lines up with the seat and how it restricts seating or legroom. And as you can see, it is a perfect fit. It actually looks really, really good and really clean. I don't see any concerns that I may have. Everything just looks awesome. Again, exactly how they should have done from factory. So the last thing that I wanted to check on this is the pocket extension. So one of the biggest issues I have with the Jeep Wrangler is its lack of cup holders. So you only have the two cup holders in the front, and you don't have any cup holders in the door. A lot of other vehicles will always have a cup holder down here. And with their mesh pocket, it just was not possible. You could put a water bottle in on its side, but you can never put anything with an open top. Well, with this design, the way they've designed it and the way they advertise it on the Amazon page is that this is a location for a water bottle or a drink. So that is what we got to see. I don't think this is going to fit like a Nalgene or a Stanley. That's definitely not going to fit in here, but a regular size water bottle should fit just fine. I was kind of hesitant on when I was installing it, but after seeing it, I actually think it might work. Unfortunately, I don't have a regular water bottle, but what I do have is this invisible glass cleaner. So we're going to use this as a water bottle. It's a little taller, so we have to remember that. but let's see how it fits. So as you can see, it does fit. You know, as I said, it's a little tall, so if it was a shorter water bottle, it would probably fall in and fit just fine. So it does confirm that you do have a location to now put another drink. If it's a tall drink, maybe it's gonna be an angle, but this is way better than when the mesh panels were here. So I'm super happy about that we actually have a space to put larger or drink-like things. And yeah, again, super happy about the way this turned out. The only thing that I'm maybe not a fan of is the graphic here. That's not really my taste. I would have loved if this just came in an all black. Maybe what I'm going to try and do, because this is probably just a painted or printed on graphic, I might try and remove that with like maybe a rubbing alcohol, something that won't affect the powder coating. Speaking of powder coating, obviously this probably isn't the heaviest grade powder coating, but because this is the interior of the Jeep, we don't really have to worry about it being exposed to elements. The only thing we have to deal with is, you know, the abrasion that might occur when you're putting things in and out, or, you know, your foot hitting it when you're driving. Other than that, this powder coating should be pretty good. And honestly, we're just going to have to see over time how it does. I think it's going to be fine. It feels really good quality. The craftsmanship of everything is just top notch. And for $99, and I have to tell you guys, sometimes this is on sale, but for $99 or less, this is a great price to add to your Jeep. Would I recommend it? Yes, I actually recommend this. I think this is a great addition. I think Jeep should be doing this. And for myself, now after installing this, I actually got to figure out how I can get the rear ones to add to the rear doors, because this looks amazing and I couldn't imagine how much better the back would look. At this time, I don't really have much more to say. If you have any questions or comments about this item, please feel free to post them below and I'll do the best to answer them. As usual, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you can, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Keep evolving your Jeeps, and we'll see you guys on the next video.